Considered the ultimate team man, Collingwood champion Gavin Brown pulled on the black and white jumper 254 times from 1987 to 2000. A three-time Copeland Trophy recipient, two-time All-Australian player, and 1990 premiership hero, Rowdy was loved by supporters for his loyalty he showed for the Magpie cause on and off the field. A club captain from 1994 to 98, Brown was inducted in the club's Hall of Fame in 2004 and will forever be remembered as a legend of the black and white. How does it feel, and can you remember, the last time the stands were packed and you're picking up the ball on the wing?
Yeah, no, I can actually. No, it's a bit of an eerie feeling to come back and sort of walk around the old derelict, I guess now, grandstands. But yeah, no, I can vividly remember some of the games I've played out here. Particularly, when the stands were just chock-a-block full of, Collingwood supporters. It'd be 29,000 mad Collingwood supporters, and it was just a fantastic environment and a great ground to play on. So yeah, got very fond memories, obviously.
While growing up in Templestowe, which was considered in Fitzroy's recruitment zone, Brown was snatched up by Collingwood before he turned 17.
I was zoned. I played with. I was in Templestowe's area. I played with the Templestowe Football Club, and yeah, and it was Fitzroy's area, if you like. And I think it was. I was 16 and a half years of age. And because I wasn't actually on Fitzroy's books, so to speak, so they could have a number of players on their books, not necessarily on their lists, and I wasn't on their books, so Collingwood, through Ian Flack, come down to watch a game one day down at Templestowe. I'll never forget it, and because I was a mad, lifelong Collingwood supporter as a kid, and they invited me down to, it was actually in 1984, it was like a couple of practice matches to be able to then go on and play in the under-19. So I remember playing those in 84 with Doug Gott down at Glenferrie Oval. And but yes, Ian Flack come down and invited me down to that, and I was just, it was just unbelievable feeling to think that Collingwood scouts were there, and they've asked me to come down and try out. So.
And what can you remember from the under-19s days when you were, with Mickey McGuan and the rest of the crew? What do you remember playing with them and thinking, one day I'll have a crack at the seniors?
Yeah, I think early on in the piece, strangely enough, I thought it was just a progressive step that you just played under-19s, went on to play reserves football as it was back then, and then go to play AFL footy. I didn't really have, I guess I was pretty immature for my age and pretty skinny and I guess mentally immature too, and didn't really, the concept of not making it didn't ring too strong in my head. I didn't really concern myself and worry about it. I just thought it was inevitable that sort of happened, with a little bit, as I said, immaturity, I guess. But I have great memories and fond memories of playing under 19s under Keith Burns. I can still vividly, in my head, hear Keith Burns yelling out, on the ground things. He had a booming, loud voice. He was a very, very strong coach, very strong character. Coached for about under 19s for about 12 or 13 years. So yeah, and I still remember some of the things that he taught me. Obviously playing with the likes of Gav Kosiska, Mick McGuan, Gav Kosiska, Damien Monkhurst, all those fellas in the under 19 days, and going on and winning a premiership with those boys in 86. I have some really fond memories of my under 19 days, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you credit, I guess, Burnsy for a genius move. I guess it was in the 86 season. You were playing up forward for most of the season, weren't quite finding your way, and he popped you down back in a tagging role. And that's sort of when you really developed as a footballer. Yeah,
you're right. I very, very vividly remember that too. It was we were at it. It was Brunswick, the Brunswick footy ground. We ended up playing a few games out there. It was our home ground. Something happened to Vic Park, and we couldn't get on it. We played out there, and I was struggling a little bit. And Burnsy had me a tagger player, so I started down back with him, and then when he went on the ball, I went on the ball. And the idea was it allowed me to actually go where the ball was on a good player, take me to the ball, and then hopefully be able to win my fair share of the ball from that. And it worked. I remember having a really good game, and it sort of kick-started me, gave me a bit of confidence, yeah.
And then I guess from there, win a under-19s premiership in '86, and then 9 players debuted for Collingwood in '87 with Lee Matthews at the helm. How was Matthews as a I guess a leader and as a coach?
Yeah, fantastic. Obviously, shaped my career. I played under him for 9 years. I played under Shorey for 4 years, and I played under Mick for 1 year. But obviously, the bulk of my playing days were under Lee. So, yeah, he really shaped my career, or gave me the opportunity first of all to play, and then I learned a hell of a lot under him, and again, have really strong, vivid memories of his messages and the way he coached, and I think I was really lucky to be able to play under him.
Well, with his messages, you were a player that seemed to always respond to criticism when it came your way, which wasn't very often. But I think there's a particular moment after the Melbourne loss in '89, and Lee Matthews was speaking to the media, and when they made a reference to you as a player, that game, I think he said something like, "Brownie's a fantastic player, but you're earning your stripes in these types of games." And you said that really affected you and stuck with you and was almost a spurring point for the '90s.
Yeah, you've done your research. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's one of those things that really rings true in my mind. We played. I'd had a pretty good season and a couple of pretty good seasons, and it was my first finals campaign in '89, and I was very ordinary. And Lee said in the media and to me that that's it. You earn your stripes. Doesn't matter how you go in the home and away. As a player, you earn your stripes in finals football, and it really rung true in my ears, and really jolted me to really, I guess, perform in finals and prove myself. I mean, that was my main burning desire, was to play good finals football, because that, as I said, really rung true in my ears that, gee, it's no good being a good player if you can't perform in finals. So that was my driving force, and I really worked hard and just couldn't wait for the season to finish, so that we're actually in the finals to have another go at it.
Do you think a coach criticising a player in the media is something that is sort of not done as much in today's football as it was back when you were playing?
Probably, yeah. I think things are different now. I think everyone's different. I guess it was accepted a bit more back then. Now, different generations. You've got to handle people differently, and so there's certainly an element of that. I think there's still at times when you can get a message across, by coaches doing that in the media, but I think it's not necessarily done that often, really. Back then it was probably a little bit more so.